Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another speed build. So today I am building here in the world of Evergreen Harbor, which is of course the world that came in the Eco Lifestyle expansion pack, one of my absolute favorite expansion packs. I really like this world. I'm building in the more industrialized version of the world, the one that is more polluted and dirty. As you could probably see, there's like trash and stuff everywhere, and this is how the world starts out with in a brand new save. If you play in this world, you can of course upgrade the world and make it more eco-friendly and more modern and clean and all that kind of stuff, and the whole environment changes. And that's why it's one of my most favorite expansion packs, because the world is so versatile, because you essentially get two different worlds because they're so different from one another. And I think it's really cool. But I wanted to create something that was a bit more of a realistic looking family home, something that's not very perfect, not very put together, and just really cozy and family oriented. Like, I imagine this is just like a really like happy family. I mean, of course not every moment in their lives is happy or perfect, but they really love each other and they have each other's backs, and they just are just a happy family, and they get along really well, and they have fun together and just enjoy life and take things as they come, even if they're not like the best situations and stuff like that. And I just really enjoyed decorating this home. I think it's super cozy, and I really enjoyed the way this house looks. I actually found a home on Pinterest, and that's what I'm modeling the front of it after. You might recognize it. I think it's from Life is Strange. I might be wrong. I don't know. I'll put the image and information on screen so you guys can see what I was looking at and where it's from and that kind of stuff. I'm not exactly sure. I just kind of saw it on Pinterest. I actually saw several different variations of this home, like some different like artist interpretations of it, and other ones that I think are from Life is Strange. It might not be from that. I think it is, but like I said, I'll put all of that on screen so you guys can see. But over here on the back of the house, I really wanted to create sort of a nice area for the family to hang out, and I thought about putting a swimming pool, and I did put a swimming pool, but I didn't put an in-ground swimming pool like I normally do. That just felt like it would not fit into this sort of house, and so I created an above-ground swimming pool, and I think it looks so good, and I felt like that was so much more realistic because it's a lot more like accessible for a family to be able to purchase an above-ground swimming pool and set it up, rather than having a whole in-ground swimming pool, which is, I mean, kind of realistic depending on where you live and of course all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, I thought it would be so much more fun to create an above ground one. I don't think I've ever created one, so hopefully you guys will like the way that looks. I also put some planter boxes back here, like a children's school project, and then a lounge chair, an outdoor dining area, a barbecue of course, and then on the side of the house I used the Debug RV, and I think it looks so good. I guess, is it an RV or is it just a trailer, like a camper trailer? Either way, I thought that that was really fun, and I can just imagine the family taking it to like Granite Falls and going like on a family camping trip or something. I do imagine they do quite a bit of those during the summer because, you know, it's a way for them to get out and have a vacation, but it's not the most expensive type of vacation. I don't imagine they're going on many like extravagant holidays to Solani or something like that. I do imagine that they, you know, don't have like a lot of money. They have a pretty modest income, but they make the best of it. And like I said, I just think they're really like happy family. That's what I imagined. But yeah, I was more just trying to focus on creating something that looked more realistic rather than specifically the Sims personalities and their story and stuff like that. So if you guys have any ideas on the families that live here or anything like that, I would really like to hear it, because I think that would be pretty cool. But of course I did decorate it for specific Sims. I imagine there's 2 parents and then a teenager and then 2 kids. I think the kids are twins. They share a room, so usually when I have kids share a room, I think they're twins, but of course they don't have to be. Maybe they're just really close in age. But yeah, you'll notice that I'm also building with a Sim on the lot. That's why I have some money down in the corner. Often when I build just in the regular build mode without a Sim on the lot, I get questions asking how I have infinite money. So if you don't build with a Sim on the lot, there's no like amount of money that they have. So it's just infinite. You can build, you know, with as much stuff as you want. But yeah, I'm building with a sim on the lot because this world is still broken. It was broken to a point where there was no ground in build mode. Like the entire flooring in the world was just blue, like it was the sky or something, or it looked like it'd been flooded. But they updated it at one point, but now if you go into build mode, some of the items in the world, like some of the houses and stuff, are missing. But if you have a sim on the lot, then it looks normal. It's really weird. I hope that they fix it because I think it's a shame, because this expansion pack is really good in my opinion, so I want it to be the best it can be. But yeah, over here I'm creating the above ground swimming pool like I was talking about, and I really just wanted it to look like one of those air up swimming pools. And so what I decided to do was use a foundation color that looked kind of like maybe the siding to an aero swimming pool. Originally I had just like the solid white, but I decided to go with this one because it kind of looks like maybe it has like the ripples or some sort of texture that one of those swimming pools would have. And then I also used these poles that I found in the live edit objects, and I used the tool mod to adjust like their placement and stuff. And I wanted this to look more like the structural frame that's actually holding it up. I think it looks good. I don't know, I felt like it looked pretty realistic. And then of course I have some steps leading up to it. I do actually move the steps over to the other side. I tried a few different things to get the steps maybe to look more like a ladder, but unfortunately we can't use the ladders the way I built it. And then of course like the pool ladders themselves don't work at all this way. So just some regular stairs leading up to it looks okay. And then I also put some monkey bars back here, which I thought would be a nice activity for the kids. And then in the swimming pool, I do have the pizza floaty, which I thought was pretty fun. And then I sized up a dog toy to look like a ball that you would play with in the water, which I think actually looks really good. And then I changed the terrain paint to the lawn to look a little bit more dead. I don't think that taking care of the grass is this family's #1 priority, and probably watering the lawn all the time is pretty expensive. I imagined it's the summertime, so the grass is a little bit dead. Of course, if it's the winter time, you could change the terrain paint to look a little bit more green because it would rain more and the grass has plenty of water, but they're not watering the grass all summer long because yeah, I just think that would be too expensive for this family, so they decided not to. And then for the interior, I actually struggled with the interior quite a bit. I built the exterior of this house actually a few weeks ago, and I went to go decorate the interior and I could not figure it out. I mean, it's not too far off from what I ended up doing, but the colors were different and it just looked, I don't know, not very good. I wasn't liking it, so I just set this house to the side basically, and I came back to it, and I'm really happy that I did that. Sometimes when I set builds to the side, I never come back to them, and I still have them like in my my recording folder where I keep all of my just random files from recording, and sometimes I look back at them and I think I should redo them or start over or something, and I have no idea what happened to the build. They're somewhere lost in a save or something like that. But yeah, this one I came back to, and I'm really happy that I did. And the color scheme that I ended up going for was mostly neutral tones like browns and creams and whites with pops of blue, which I really, really like. I think it creates a really nice, cozy, sort of calm interior, and I'm just really liking blue at the moment. I've been noticing on this channel and my second channel, I've been gravitating towards blue quite a bit, and green as well, but mostly blue. And so I need to switch things up a little bit because I feel like I've done quite a few blue interiors recently. Hopefully it's not been too many, but I've definitely been feeling blue. But anyways, well, not feeling blue isn't sad, but feeling blue is in the color blue. But anyways, over here I did add a couple of these little side table decorations that came from Dream Home Decorator. I've been doing this quite a bit recently as well, in a couple of other interiors where I create sort of like a little school area. Basically, I imagine it's storage for the school projects where they can keep their homework or anything that they're working on. And then I've been normally putting a fishbowl on top of it as well as like a lunch pail, but this time I decided just to add a couple of different decorations. So I put a plant over there, and then also that one decoration that came from Parenthood that has like the art supplies and stuff, which is super cute. And then over here in the kitchen, I do add some clutter pieces. It's not too much, I don't think, but it's definitely enough to make it feel lived in and like fully decorated. And it's not super tidy or organized or anything, but it's not super chaotic. I didn't want this home to be messy necessarily. I do think this family does like clean their house, but I definitely wanted it to have that not as put together feel like some of my other interiors do have. But yeah, over here it's going to be the living room. There's actually another sort of living room area that's in that split level part that like leads down to the backyard. But I imagine that that's more of like a family sort of like a bonus room. I put the foosball table in there. I put a dartboard in there. I also put another TV in there. But we'll see that here in just a little while. This living room I think is nice and cozy. I decided to use the couches that came from Cats and Dogs because of course they have the pillows and they just look the most comfortable out of any of the couches that we have in game. And I just really like them for more realistic family interiors. And actually the chair that I used in here came from Cottage Living, and I think the blue matches the blue on these couches perfectly, so they actually look like they belong together. Of course, this couch does have a matching chair that I could have used, but I felt like the other chair looked a little bit better, so that's what I went for. And I also used another one of these side table decorations that came from Dream Home Decorator here next to the fireplace and in between the bookcase. I'm not really sure why I did that, but I placed it there and I actually thought it looked really good, and I imagine it's just extra storage for the kids stuff. I imagine there's just kids stuff throughout the entire house. I should have probably used the plates that came from Parenthood with like the kids' drawings and stuff on them. That would have been a nice decoration maybe to place on this like a side table or something, but for whatever reason, I forgot about it because I remember thinking about using it while I was building, and then I just ended up not using it, so I'm not sure exactly why. But anyways, on the coffee table I forgot to place any decorations while I was decorating the living room, and I didn't realize it till I was taking the screenshots. So in the screenshots you'll notice that I placed some flowers and the debug remote control, and that's it. I mean, I thought about adding some extra decorations, but since I had already finished recording the speed build, I just wanted to add something so it wasn't empty. And I don't know, I think adding some extra stuff would have looked nice, but I didn't think it was too necessary, so yeah, I ended up not doing that. I also was trying to find a spot for the Parenthood board. I'm not sure if I end up placing it. I don't think I do, but that would probably be another nice decoration to have. What I ended up placing over here though was the picture frame that we got from, I think, the Moschino stuff pack. I was thinking maybe it's a base game item, but I'm pretty sure it came with that stuff pack, which I guess we're not getting stuff packs anymore. It's been over a year now since we got the last one, and the roadmap for The Sims 4 did not mention anything about a stuff pack. We're getting 2 more kits, which is all right. I mean, a lot of people don't seem to like kits, but then there's a lot of people that do. I'm sort of in the middle where I think I like them, but I think we're getting too many. Like, I mean, not that we're getting too many of them. I do like the extra content, but I feel like we're not getting other stuff as much. Like, we're not getting any more stuff packs. We're getting another game pack, which I'm guessing is going to be werewolves, which I know some people are really excited about. I'm excited to see the build stuff and possibly the world. I imagine there's a world that's coming with it, but werewolves themselves I'm just not super excited about because I'm just not really into that sort of gameplay. The fantasy gameplay is not that interesting to me. Not that I ever do any gameplay, but building for it might be fun. I don't know. I don't really know anything about werewolves. But we didn't get any sort of announcement for an expansion pack, which I was kind of expecting, but I guess it'll be in the next roadmap for The Sims because I guess it would come out in July, not in June. So I don't know. I was really hoping to hear something about an expansion pack. I don't know. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Are you guys excited for the possibility of werewolves, or do you think it's something else? I assume it's probably werewolves because that's what it seems like they're hinting at pretty strongly. But anyways, I decorated the family room, or like the bonus room. I put the foosball table in there, like I mentioned. I also put the animal cage. I think the one that I placed in there is the hedgehog, I'm pretty sure. I also ended up using another one in the kids' room, which I think is the hamster. I think, of course, there's like a few different options. I think there's a rat and then the weird little like I guess it's a void creature. I'm not exactly sure. I think that's all of them though, but of course you could switch it up depending on which animal you saw your children taking care of or that you want to have. But anyways, here I'm decorating the garage. I really tried to make the garage feel lived in. I put the washer and dryer in here, and I also used the blue version to the washer and dryer, which I thought was pretty fun. And then I put a woodworking table in there, a sink as well, and then just some random clutter decorations. Over here is the downstairs bathroom. It's the only bathroom here on the first floor, and it's just a little like half bathroom, powder room, whatever you want to call it. So just a toilet and sink and a few decorations, fairly simple, but there is a full bathroom up here on the second floor that the whole family shares. There is room to create an ensuite bathroom in the parents' room if you really felt like you needed an extra bathroom, but I think for this type of family home, I think not having like a bunch of bathrooms feels much more realistic, and that's definitely the vibe that I wanted to go for. But if you need it for a gameplay, there's the room. But yeah, the bathroom's nice and simple and pretty cute, I think. Here in the hallway area, I just put a couple of decorations, not really a bunch of stuff. I just didn't really feel like it was totally necessary. It's not a very big hallway. It's just kind of a small one, so I felt like adding too many decorations would really just make it too crowded, and your Sims wouldn't be able to navigate through it as easily, and I think it would just not really add that much to the build, so I decided not to. But anyways, over here is going to be the parents' bedroom. The parents' bedroom is fairly simple. I think it still feels like fully decorated. I decided to add the walk-in closet that came from Get Together. I used this larger version of it, which I like so much better than the other one. I think the door and like the colors and everything just looks so much better. It's much more realistic, and I think it definitely matches the style of this build a lot more. And then I also put a bookcase. I used this bookcase that came from the kids' room stuff pack. I ended up using it, well, I used it down in the family room, and then I think I used it in the kids' room as well. And I just really like it. I like the color swatches, and I like all of like the storage bins and the books, and it just feels nice and like fully decorated and cluttered, and I just imagine they have like years and years of stuff stored in there. And I think it looks really nice. But anyways, over here is going to be the kids' room. So like I was saying, I do imagine that they are twins. They don't have to be, but in my head they are. And for this room, I basically just tried to create like a generic kids' room. I wasn't trying to specifically decorate it for any personality. I feel like most of the time I usually pick like, sports themed stuff or dinosaur themed stuff or science or whatever the case may be. But for this one, I really just tried to create a generic kids room. It has kind of like a green color scheme. Not that I was trying to make it feel like too matchy. Sometimes when I pick a color to base a room off of, like everything is in that color and it's like different shades of it and it's very matchy. This one, it's still matchy, but I was trying to keep away from that super matchy feel. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you guys kind of get the idea that I was going for, but I feel like I need to make more generic kids rooms and like teenagers rooms, because I feel like that's a lot easier for you guys to like download the build and adapt any sort of like kid that you have in your household to the specific rooms, because I do create a lot of generic like spaces for the adults, but not necessarily for kids. Over here, I decided to merge this Parenthood wall decoration in with this poster that came from Get Famous. I've done this quite a bit, but I actually ended up switching up the swatch for the Parenthood decoration in the screenshots because I ended up using the exact same swatch here in the teenagers room. And I just felt like that wasn't necessary to have the same one because there's a few different swatches that I felt like worked in the other room. So you'll notice that that's different, but anyways, over here for the teenagers room, I decided to go for like a pink and purple sort of color scheme, and this sim is really into music. I've done a lot of teenagers rooms that are into music because I feel like that's a really it's kind of like a go-to style for teenagers, but I don't normally go for a pink color scheme when doing this style. Usually I go for like a black and sort of like grungy look. So this one I wanted it to feel a little bit more girly and a little bit more cutesy and probably more into like, I don't know if it's pop music because I did give her the electric guitar, which is definitely not very poppy looking, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I feel like they're just really into music and that kind of stuff. So I just tried to add decorations, and I think they want to be famous. So I added the star mirror with like the lights around it, and then I also added the microphone and stuff too. And it's just, I don't know. I think this room has so much personality. Oh yeah, I also gave this teenager a frog, and I thought this was so cute. I ended up using these decorations that came from Dream Home Decorator again. I use them a lot in this build, but I think they're so great because they have the two different versions, the closed version and the one with like the open version, and has nice decorations and stuff in it. And yeah, other than that, I just added different posters and wall decorations that I thought made sense for the teenagers room. And then this is it for the build. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I hope you guys do enjoy the screenshot. So thank you so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions you have, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Trying to wake up from a dream. It's hard.